Hey, YouTubers and friends, how y'all doing tonight? Absolutely fabulous, I hope. I know I am. Tonight, Toledo Jess, Dano, and I here at the home of Tuesday Night Hangout Live have a couple of killer guests, Jim and Gina from Coils to the Soil. So, you know what I'm going to say, right? Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is Michael from iPaintForGold.com. I love to receive emails and photos of the gold my friends recover from our painter, and they're not too shy to tell me about it either. Just check out some of the reviews, photos, and even videos.
One commercial down.
In fact, here are some of my not-so-shy friends now.
I'm Aaron, and I pan for gold.
I'm Caleb, and I pan for gold.
I'm Matt Martin, and I pan for gold.
I'm Erica, and I pan for gold.
I'm James, and I pan for gold.
I'm Jern, and I pan for gold.
I am John, and I pan for gold.
I'm Mark, and I pan for gold. I'm Tony, and I pan for gold.
This is Rob from Nashville, and I pan for gold.
Be sure and check our Facebook page and website for the latest offers, blog articles, and videos. What's in your pan? I hope it's pay dirt from ipanforgold.com.
Sorry about that. I had a little bit of Eddieism. Well, that's one commercial down. How's everyone tonight out there? Dano, Jesse?
Good. I guess I'm glad I lagged so far behind. I don't see all your boobs till later. Well, watch them tomorrow.
Don't worry about what you see on that screen. You know how it is, Jesse.
Yeah, I know.
There's always going to be a delay, no matter how good connections are. Or
I'm actually getting some spinning over here tonight, so.
Yeah, I see it on my side. I see it, and I'm doing what I can.
It must be that polar vortex we're in the middle of.
Yeah,
we're getting ready to get into.
It was cold today, let me tell you.
It'll be colder tomorrow and the day after.
Yeah. And Ronald got the pockets loose. Very good, Ronald. I got your message earlier, buddy. Thank you.
And, let's say hello to our buddies out here. There's North Jersey Detector. How you doing?
Of course, there.
Ronald.
Hi, Jesse.
Yep. Hi, Ronald. Luke Duke, how's it going? Lincoln Center Coils. Hi, glad you're over here. I'm glad you made it over here. There's some of our older buddies, Tazzy and David Villa and Scotty Tony. What's up, dude?
Yeah, and we have North Jersey Detectors and the Educationer.
Tin Cup Tim.
Mike Wolf, and I saw John Wolf back in there too.
Of course, the world's greatest moderator, Mr. Lodak.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Brad, Taz.
Tim, how you doing tonight?
David, Drum. We have a new member to the Patreon family, guys.
Really? Hey, Shaw's Prospecting. How's it going? Ron?
Yeah, our buddy Martin from Golden Pay Dirt and Reviews.
Oh. Nice.
All right.
I saw Brian in here a little while ago.
Yeah, he was here.
Yeah.
And we have Dredge and Sextan Zoller in the house, and the other Ed's in the house.
And the other Ed.
Oh my goodness!
And I saw Patrick Moore. How's it going, Patrick?
That I did. That means Wendy O. Williams has to be close by. Hi, Wendy. I'm glad you like the sticker, Ronald. David Villa. Did I say it right?
You said it right.
Villa, like Pancho Villa.
Exactly.
Hey, and we have Audra and Rach in the house.
Yep, I saw them.
Jersey History Hunters, you gals rock, or you dudes rock. Yeah, they're a neat couple of gals. One day we'll take them out on the stream, get them some gold. Well, we won't get them some gold. We'll show them how to get their own gold. and they could help us with metal detecting.
Yep, absolutely.
I can use all the help I can get.
And we have our another Tasmanian guy, the Tasmanian devil himself, David Buckel, the nugget eating, pooping, sifting prospector, our pal David Buckel and Debbie. Right. Thank you for coming.
I wonder if Debbie's typing for David tonight.
I don't know.
She's doing all his responding to his comments now.
You can admit it, Debbie. It's okay.
Yes. You can tell us.
I talked to him the other day. He has a new computer now.
Oh, cool.
He's getting out. Debbie's lighting a fire under his hiney. Yep. Say, get out of here. Get to the river, doggone it. Find that gold. Gee whiz. But she's going to start doing it with him.
Right. That's cool.
So I think that's super cool.
Oh,
I think that's great. Oh, yeah. Bob, no gold and nothing but... nothing but bottle caps in the park, Bob.
Yep.
Drake from Maine. We're coast to coast and global tonight. We have a new member in the house who's been coming around lately, exploring with Michael. The Nug. Hi, Mike. Exploring with the Nug. He does a lot like our last week guest does. He scuba dives and cleans up the waterways and stuff.
Well,
hey, and
Martin,
there's Martin there. Hey, Golden Pay Dirt Reviews. And yes, Chris was in the house. And
East Coast Prospect.
We're in the middle of figuring out an outing for the East Coast Prospecting Gang and the Flash in Your Pan crew, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So it's going to be early spring, mid-spring, and we're working on details. It's going to be a small number this time. So we'll let you know if you're interested. I'll be putting out more info on that.
Growly Gold is in the house. Fool's Gold is in the house.
Yeah, Sean was in the house
also. Famous
also.
Nugget Brain.
Yeah,
Wayne Peterson.
The man who started the challenge altogether. And they're, oh God, dog. I always get these two mixed up with their YouTube handles. I think that's Mr. Kimmel from Beyond Sight and Sound.
Who's that?
Or is it Bob? Or Bill Marsh?
Ohio Metal Detecting?
Yeah. It's either Bill Marsh or Josh Kimmel. Doggone it, Ed. Having major blonde moments tonight, I tell you. Must be the cold. Yeah, it's the cold.
It's gonna be It's going to be nasty the next couple of days, too.
That's my story, and I'm keeping to it. It's the cold. It's the cold. I'm getting
there's a lot of advisories out there for the cold for the next couple of days because
everything around here is closing down. Schools.
Yeah. Well, everything's closed down for the next 2 days here too.
And we got a message in text today. If you can make it safely into work tomorrow, please do. But if it's unsafe, your safety is our first concern. Blah, 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 blah. But you better get your butt to work. Who?
And then Greg Dillicate.
Hey.
From Vegas, listening for the second time. Wow, welcome
back. Welcome back, Greg.
Yes, sir.
And viva las wages. Yeah. I used to have to go there for my medical card when I worked in Laughlin, Nevada. I think I liked Laughlin better, but Vegas was fun.
It's going to be so cold the next couple of days, cars aren't going to want to start. You got any problems with your cars before the cold, it's going to be worse now.
He says I'm correct, so am I correct about Josh or Bill Marsh?
It's Josh.
Okay. Okay, why don't we get the commercials out of the way, guys?
I thought you already did.
I got one out of the way on accident.
Okay.
I was rushing around. I got in late. I had to mail some more stuff off. And tell you what, right now, though, what was our record the last time, the big record of attendees?
50 or 61 or something like that?
I thought it was close to 70. Tell you what, if we get 70 people in here tonight, I'll be giving another pocket sluice away. That's a $20 value right there with free shipping.
Here, I got a better idea. Instead of a pocket sluice, let's give a 6-inch mat away.
Well, there you go.
A 6x16 green mat.
We just upped the ante right there.
6x16 mini mat. Yep. Nice mat.
Great for clean up sluices. Easy to build around it.
Sharing is caring. So share on Twitter, share on FB, share. Let's get some people in here, and one of you just might go home with the mat. And if you're a detectorist, you'll have a reason to get into sluicing for gold now.
Yeah, because they make a nice. These mats make a nice little stream sluice, especially if you're just getting into it. You don't want to spend a lot of money. You know, these small mats, and they do an excellent job. You know, so.
Oh, I love my dream mats. I have them in everything. My gold cube, my banjo pin, my dredge, my sluice. High bankers.
What happened to the cat? Whoa.
Well, what?
Oh, okay, it's back. It went all Chinese on me or something, man. It just got weird.
It must be watching what Judy's watching. She's been on this, like, Asian movie binge for like a month now.
And is it where their mouth's moving and the sound comes out a minute later?
No. It's actually Chinese and Japanese, and you're reading subtitles. And then she'll go, "Ojijaza!" That means, come watch this with me, Ed. It's really good. And I'm like, I'm not my dad. I'm not going to sit here and read the TV show. I'm not going to do it. I'll be back here watching what I want to watch on YouTube or something, or on Netflix here, or Amazon Prime or something. I'm not going to sit in there reading while I'm trying to watch. No, just ain't going to do it. I ditched way too much school, go surfing when I was a kid for that stuff. So no.
Don't even start, Brian.
Hey, Brian. No. We don't do it that way no more. Don't make me bring in my bots, Brian. Okay, let's get some commercials out of the way so we can
gotta
get
hit that 70.
Yeah, gotta hit that 70 mark. And until we get a really clean signal on YouTube, because on all my equipment here, I'm showing green. My CPU usage is a little high, but I'm dropping 0 packets and I'm in the green here. And then there's YouTube. So,
I thought I saw Jerry in here. There he is. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry. How you doing, Chef Barry? Wonder if West Coast Prospecting be in here, too.
I don't know. I see Jerry, the California mother loads in here.
Yeah. All right. Let's take care of the commercials and get our guests in. They've been waiting patiently. So
I know.
Get it over with.
All right. Now, this program has been brought to you by some of our sponsors. We'll be right back. Dear God, let me have a good connection to YouTube so we have a killer show. Thank you. Sorry, I was praying for a smooth sailing.
On rough waters, right?
Oh, yeah. Now, is the sound good? Can you hear us? Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
Well, I know.
But we have a direct connection, so of course.
I'm not going to repeat what Bob Dipkus said in the conversation. We don't want to say that.
Uh-oh. Murphy Bob.
Don't say it.
Oh, he said it. He said the M word.
Doggone it.
Can you guys hear us out there? Somebody say yes or no.
Are we sounding good to you tonight? Do you hear us?
Well, you know, they can just close their eyes and listen to it like a radio show. I know it's buffering, Bob, but can you hear us on the mic? Can you hear us good?
Somebody talk to us.
They're all talking to each other.
I know.
Now.
Can anybody hear us?
Breaking up on YouTube. Thank you, Joe. Well, doggone it. Oh well. The show must go on, and it will come back. Maybe I'll have to change my times. No, we've been doing it going on 2 years. Let's get our guests in. We have Jim and Gina of Coils to the Soil with us tonight, all the way from...
My mom and dad.
Your mom and dad.
No, hey, I'm from there.
We're all from the same place. No, we're Virginia. We are in Virginia.
Great. Now, what made the two of you move from beautiful Northern California to the beaches of Virginia?
Same reason we hunt beaches that are full of lead.
They're not hearing nothing, Ed.
They're not hearing nothing?
No.
Oh, well. Well, let's just do it, and I'll see how the recording is, and we'll go from there.
Jaron says he hears but several minutes behind.
Well, it's always behind the video. I mean, oh, wait a minute. That ain't right. No, that's not always like that.
It was buffering on our side for a little bit.
Yeah, it's buffering. But it's... I don't know if it's on my end really or their end, because everything here shows me green and good, dropping no frames, and over there I'm getting a low input flow. So I don't.
So everybody that can hear us, put your hands up.
Martin says he can hear it. Okay, sounds fine.
Okay, cool. Sounds fine. What?
Can hear you.
And Facebook
the screen is frozen. Good. We don't watch it anyways.
It's not allowing you to share on Facebook. Huh. Odd. I know YouTube right now is changing a lot of things from what I get from YouTube insiders. They're getting rid of Google Plus. They're getting away of Google Hangouts. They're redoing the Creator Studio totally. So when you have code that's 8 years old, 10 years old on top of new code and all that other, they're chopping off a little here and skimming there and changing things. There's gonna be bugs, notifications aren't being put out.
Yeah, I had my notification on and I never got it.
So there's a lot of screwiness in YouTube land right now. So hopefully they'll get their act together and hopefully, and it could be my internet provider too. Spectrum's supposed to give me 100 bytes per second, but I've never got that in the tests I get. So, there's so many factors, my end, your end, YouTube is end, oh well. But enjoy the podcast.
What do you expect?
It's free. Just picture it with as a radio show with sometimes moving pictures. But back to our guests. We have Coils to the Soil with us from the beaches of Virginia. They dig a lot of lead. But speaking of lead, I was watching a video of yours guys last week, and you found an interesting object on the beach, Gina, and it was like a mortar, not a shell, the actual projectile from a mortar. What is that?
I love that. That's my favorite still today. It's a fuse timer from a World War I shrapnel bomb. So
yeah, it's got the timer setting on it and everything.
Well, in the wrap up when you cleaned it up, I did notice the timer things on it, and you did say it was a timer nose cone. And is that where those big lead shots come from that you guys find?
The round balls. Mm-hmm. Yep. It holds a bunch of them. So
no, I mean that was just the tip of the bomb.
Yeah. fully assembled, I think it stands about, what, 12 to 16 inches tall?
Yeah, I was letting her clean it, not telling her there was still black powder in there.
Like, babe, you should take that out in the driveway.
I'm going to step outside for a minute. Go ahead and brush that off.
You might want to see if you upped your life insurance, Gina.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, that was a really, really cool find. I was really super happy with
We
that.
find all types of interesting stuff out on the beaches, but you know, we're trying to get more into the relic hunting too. So
yes.
Well, that is a relic.
It's true. That's a great
right.
relic. Yes.
Now, my question is, why would blanks, military grade blanks, and timed bomb heads and whatever be on the beach you're detecting?
Well, they say they do a lot of like drills, and I forget.
a long time ago.
Yeah, they used to do a lot.
So it would be down around San Onofre, San Diego at Camp Pendleton on the beaches there.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, because we have a lot of bases around here.
Not everything's the same on the beach every day either. I mean, with the waves coming in and the tides and everything. I mean, you can go out there one day and hunt and find nothing, and go out there the next day and hunt the same area and pull 5 rings out of there.
Yeah.
You know, so it's constantly changing. So,
definitely true there.
I mean, I've been hunting that beach for years, and I've never found the tip of a bomb.
Gina did.
I did.
I think she was trying to tell me something.
What?
Oh.
So, no, it was a lot of fun though.
But I mean, we went out. Saturday? Saturday.
Oh,
We went out Saturday, and I mean, we hunt this beach every once in a while, and it's called Gray Matter Beach, and we're like, okay, well, we found some fishing weights there, but we went out Saturday, and I swear to God, there must have been hundreds of them, and we had to stop digging them. It was just too much weight, so.
Were they big fishing weights?
All different sizes.
Like 4 ounce, 2 ounce, or like.
Well, that big one I found was almost 12 ounces.
Right, that was almost 12 ounces.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 ounces, 6 ounces. They were all crazy. It was crazy.
What will you end up doing with your lead?
Throw it in the lead bucket right now.
Yeah, it's getting heavier. We pretty much save everything except our big garbage. We really got to do a year-end wrap-up on everything.
Right,
so,
now that we're into the next year.
Yeah, definitely. We're a little behind on that one, but our stacks and piles of silver and junk rings. And
yes.
I think we got, 72 junk rings?
Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, just junk rings.
Yeah.
I think he's pulling me.
I mean, what's that?
Nothing.
Oh, we're sharing the same headset. I mean,
Sharing is caring.
This is just junk rings.
Those are our junk rings from last year.
72. Oh, we're missing one. It's in the bucket. Yeah. But,
and that's the junk. Now, what's the ratio compared to gold and platinum and like junk rings?
Probably about, I would say 7-8 to 1.
Yeah.
Probably find 7 to 8 junk rings before we find one good silver
or gold.
I mean, one day I went out and I found 5 rings, and none of them were junk. 3 of them were silver and 2 of them were gold. So
nice.
That was a 5-ring day. That was the biggest day for me so far. So I need to pass that day, get a 6-ring day.
Do you ever go out of your way to find the owners of some rings, or is it a finder's keeper vacation type money type thing?
We'll go and we'll look at a lot of the lost and founds. You really don't want to post that you found a gold ring.
Right.
I mean,
it's like when you win the lottery, you end up having more family than you ever knew you had.
Oh, right.
So I could see that. Hey, I found a ring. Oh, it's mine. Can you describe it? Well, it fits on your finger.
It's gold.
Jim found one ring, which is actually what kind of sparked my interest. I kind of started paying attention to his metal detecting. When we first moved out here, he found a ring that had been lost on the beach it was the summer of 1969, and it got lost that summer.
Sounds like, reminds me of a song.
I know, right? But it took us about 3 months of some really fun research, but we found the owner in
Atlanta City. She owns a dental practice.
Oh,
so
cool.
She came up and
she flew out here, and we were able to give her the ring, and it was around Christmas time, so it kind of made a Channel 2 news story where she lives, and
there's
a big article on it. And it happens to a lot of people at metal detect. They find stuff that belongs to people, and majority of us metal detectors will get them back to the people if we can get them back. There are some that just will not, and that's their way of hunting. And I mean, who are we to say anything about it?
Right.
Right. Well, I know one of our viewers, Josh Kimmel of Beyond Sight and Sound Radio, he does recovery for people, which I think is really commendable. And if you can't find them with due diligence, hey, adds to your gold or silver collection or platinum.
Well, that leads to another thing too. I mean, there's ring finders out there and stuff like that, and a lot of those guys, they have expenses when they got to go out to a beach and stuff, so they'll actually charge the customer to find it. In some cases, it depends on the area. Also, with ring finders, what I heard, you have to buy your territory. So, I mean, buy your beach, whatever. That way, nobody else from ring finders can hunt that beach. I don't know all the details, but it's a great organization, and they returned a lot of rings. But we do it for free.
That's right. It's fun.
And
that's half the fun of metal detecting.
Right. We do try to get as much property back to the people. There's been several cases where we've been called and not been able to find the item for the person. So, and that happens too. So,
right. What got you into metal detecting?
Actually, it was me and my brother about 30 years ago. We were all into the, Hardy Boys books and
Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys.
Wait. We didn't go to Nancy Drew. We were guys. Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew. That wasn't for us. But and then we decided, okay, well, we love going to the beach and stuff, and so we both ended up purchasing the compass. I believe it was the golden or coin Magnum. And I think they were put out in 1970, I think. Real heavy machine, but it was really cool. And we went to Santa Cruz for our first time, me and my brother, and I was hunting the volleyball courts, and I actually found my first ring. And from that point on, I was hooked. So, as far as Gina, she hasn't been hunting over a year yet. So, almost. That was interesting trying to get her. We've been married 25 years as of last Sunday.
Oh, congratulations.
Right. And then
I'm about ready to go through that myself with my wife.
But
I just got her her first metal detector, and because she said she wanted to do it, so I got her one. Now I got to get her into wanting to do it.
Yeah. The thing is I've asked her so many times, and she was pretty much a homebody, and then one time I finally, had a good significant amount of gold, and I said, well, you know what, let's go cash this in. So I took her with me, and I ended up buying her a Coach purse with the money and a swim bicycle.
That will do it, huh? Okay, now I know which direction to go.
Exactly. And then I said, okay, well, honey, we'd probably find more gold if we both hunt. And
absolutely.
She was all like, well, that sounds good and everything, but you're a lot better. You've been hunting longer than me. And I said, I'll tell you what. From here on in, if you're going to metal detect with me, we'll split everything half and half right down the center, whatever we find. And at that point, she was done. She was ready to
Let's go.
So
let's do it, huh?
Yep.
But
now, Gina, were you like, shoot, why didn't I start this sooner?
I know, right? Well, now I'm like that. Yeah. I mean, so many summers were wasted not being on the beach with a metal detector.
So what was your first find? I mean, besides this, we won't count pull tabs or lead.
Well, I mean, it took her probably her 4th or 5th time out before she found her first ring, which was a tungsten.
Yeah, I found a tungsten ring, and then I found that silver ring too.
Well, let me say this. I took her out for the first couple times, and the first time she lasted about 40 minutes, and her arm got really tired. And you know, I was letting her use the Ace 400, which is a pretty light machine, easy to use. I do recommend if you're going to start somebody out, give them a light machine,
right?
Easy scoop or something. You know, make their equipment, no matter what it is, make their. You know, if you're going to start somebody out in gold prospecting, you're not going to put a big old backpack on them and have them, you know, haul all this stuff up. You want them to enjoy themselves for the first time.
Here you go. Put this on. Here, carry this engine.
I was going to say, you want to pack them down and turn them into a mule for the first
day. Your name is now Pack Mule.
Right, exactly. Probably be the last time they go, but hey.
Patrick still comes with us.
Yeah.
But anyways, we wanted to make it as light as possible. I wanted to make it as light as possible and easy as her to actually get out and just in the feel of hunting and stuff like that. And and she lasted 40 minutes. I remember her starting out hunting, and I turned around and she was already sitting down. So. What was it? The lifeguard station?
My collection of seashells.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then after that, it kept getting a little longer, and then one day she ordered her own Equinox, and I said, "Okay, wow." You know,
no discussion.
She got
it's like, I'm gonna need this.
That's right, because she kept trying to get towards the water, and because she knows I was finding the rings in the water. I'm more of a water hunter.
Right.
And then from there it just took off, and then the whole YouTube thing that just kind of ventured into it. So, you know, I'm not all about YouTube. I'm kind of a non-social person, kind of. But as far as hunting goes, I want to hunt. You know, filming is the hardest thing to do. I mean, it really is. She loves filming, but I find it really hard for me to film.
In a way, it's a pain in the butt. You know, we have a lot of creators in our room too, and it's camera angles and this and what can I do different and blah 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 and yada yada. But I used to film me and my friends skating and surfing back in California when I was younger, and that was with a big VHS cam recorder and big huge thing, and I'd be doing
Half
it
the size of a Fiat.
Yeah, doing it on the VHS tape players. I'd have 2 of them, and I'd be there with my finger on the play button of a cassette and try and time it just right. It was very low tech, but I always enjoyed it and photography. And that's one reason why I film. But I just want to share my lifestyle with the world, because there's a lot of people that have the misconception about mining, and I'm sure a lot of people have the misconception about metal detectorists too, where they all kind of a lot of people look at us as rapers of the land. And
well, before that we were considered nerds.
Picturesque, yeah.
Oh, hey, Big Canuck showed up. Liz is here.
Yeah, there's Liz.
Hi, Liz. And Adam from California Gold Rush showed up, and
don't mind us. We're kind of looking at the chat too as it's going on.
Yeah, we do the same thing.
Chrissy, outdoorsy girl.
We haven't seen the hookers this week.
No, Crypt 6 came in.
Crypt 6, welcome. Hey, there's Coils to the soil. Hey, Gina.
Right?
Hey, Coils to the soil. How you doing tonight?
Hi, guys.
Here.
They're in the chat room.
Rasta Man Ralph and Thomas Lucky Ducky Dog Folks is
Boy,
in the house.
Mr. Hollywood now. He's all over there. He's a cover girl.
Oh, yeah. I got my prospecting magazine right here.
I haven't got mine yet.
I bet you I could find them.
Oh, your magazine? Yeah, I got mine already.
I want to find him and embarrass him in public. It's somewhere in here. Keep going.
Anyway, she's an animal now, so she surprised me with a Equinox. She bought me that, and I think that was the first cuss word I've ever said on YouTube.
Yeah, that I wasn't able to video out.
Well, that wasn't the first one. The first one was, we haven't figured out on the editor how to beep yet. And the first time we were out, not the first time, but we were out one day and we were filming and there was this old guy, probably about Ed's age. No, I'm joking. And
I'm getting up there.
Okay, let me put this in perspective. Imagine Ed walking down a beach in a woman's Speedo bottoms.
No.
Okay,
oh,
so
what'd you do that for? Oh my God, dude, you just
right. I mean, that's basically like we had to cut out half that video because my verbiage was not very good. So, and I work construction, so I mean, it was.
Yeah, me too, buddy. I know we would heckle some people pretty bad down at Huntington Beach and Newport and stuff if they'd be walking around. Oh, you must be from Europe and that, or what are you? I wouldn't be caught dead wearing that bikini bottom on the beach.
Ever.
Yeah, I think one of our videos, there was another guy, he was from Italy, and he was wearing a yellow Speedo, and him and his wife, I mean, they're walking by, and you just know at that point that they're going to come up and talk to you. Oh, come on, man! Don't come up and talk to me.
Do it.
I got the headphones on for a reason, you know. And you know why I love water hunting is because they can't reach me out there, you know. They try, but they can't. So, but I guess you guys ever watch Beach Pirate? He calls them zombies, and it's hilarious.
It is.
I mean, he could be filming, and if you ever watch his channel, and then look up, and there'll be like 6 people around him. Where'd they come from? You know?
Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. He'll scan the beach. He'll pick up a ring and then look up, and all of a sudden there's 12 people in his face.
I laugh so hard.
Oh, what'd you find?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
back to Gina. I mean, she's out there all the time. Sometimes she's ready before I am. Hey, where are we going? Where are we going? They got the tides, and oh my God, it's crazy.
Excellent.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
So we figured, and we have a little competitive, we couldn't. You can't really explain competition any other way but what we did with the different color backgrounds on our videos. I think that was a great idea to do the different backgrounds, and that way it expresses our little competition that we have. So
it's fun.
But it does get competitive out there sometimes.
Well, a little bit.
Right there at the end of the day when you go, see what I got? And you're going, oh, you did.
I'll come up and I'll go, hey, I just found this 14 karat gold bracelet. Ha, 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 ha. She goes, ha, 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 that's half mine.
It's true. You said we shared it.
That's right.
Go ahead. Go find another one.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, yeah. We have fun though.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. So, she's come a long way. Wow. Yeah. Long.
You can't keep up with her, right?
She's got a lot of energy. I'm just getting old. And
oh, please.
Well, I'm not going to tell them how old you are.
We're very close to the same age.
Well, it's not nice and polite to tell people what a lady's age is. Let's just say I'm 55 and she's 5 years younger.
He's right.
Still youngsters.
See?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's because you're almost as old as dirt, Jesse.
No, I am older than dirt.
I'll say he's older than dirt.
As long as you pay dirt, Jess, right?
Yeah, millions of years old.
Old ass pay dirt.
Yeah, old ass pay. Oh, I like that name. I like that name. We should bottle that.
Oh, Outdoorsy Girl wants to know how we met.
Not metal detecting.
No.
Actually, it was funny because I was just coming off a divorce with my first wife.
Good thing.
She also treasure hunted, but it wasn't for treasure. It was for other guys.
Yeah. She was trolling for something else.
But anyways, we both ended up working at the same restaurant, and I was a waiter and she was a waitress, and we just hooked up then, and it's ever since. So
There's a song about that, ain't there?
I know, right?
Something about
yeah.
Something about a shotgun. I don't know.
Outdoorsy gal wants to know if you belong to any metal detecting clubs.
Yes, we do. We belong to the Hampton Roads Recovery Society. We're not a huge club, but it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people that did hunting for many, many, many years there.
A lot of knowledge.
There are a couple bigger clubs in the area. Tidewater, I think, is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're in Virginia Beach. But yeah, we go to the meetings first Thursday of every month. Show off all our finds and
have some food.
Yeah,
see what everybody else finds.
We compete with some of the finds and stuff. It's you know, if you're not in a club, it's a lot of good information that you can get from a club. Plus, you meet other fellow metal detectorists out there. But as far as a lot of people are buying metal detectors and they're going out and they're hunting and places and things that they shouldn't be hunting at, which is going to get them in trouble or
and make it bad for everybody else.
Right. A good example is one of the beaches we hunt. You're not allowed to hunt the grass, but a newbie came out and he had his shovel and his detector and he was out there hunting that grass. And of course, I have to go tell him, hey, get off the grass.
Right.
You're going to get us kicked out of this area, so. But I mean, if you're not in a club, I mean, it's a great. I mean, you don't have to go to all the meetings, but I mean, if you just, we go to all the meetings. Because they're a lot of fun.
That's one of the that's a typical question that gold prospectors get is how do you learn this? And my response to that question is join a local club or even a national club, hang out with those people and they'll teach you. You know, because it's a really good. It's like the prospectors and metal detectors and the treasure hunters. They all seem to be the same. They want to pass on their knowledge. I haven't met anybody that wasn't willing to give you some information or help you out, with what you might be doing wrong with, your setup or something like that, So, yeah, that's a great advantage to being in the club.
And
the disadvantage would be a lot of times the politics.
Yeah, when we first, I understand the politic part of it, but when I first moved out here from California and I wanted to, find out what the rules were for detecting where I can hunt and all that stuff, first thing I did is I joined a club. And I got all the information I needed from the club, any questions I needed answered, and I mean, that to me is just full of information. So it's like looking at historical maps and stuff. If you're not researching your clubs and getting involved in those too, I mean, you're leaving yourself out of a whole bunch of different types of stuff as far as metal detecting goes.
Right.
Or gold prospecting, or bottle hunting, or whatever your treasure is.
Right.
So, but it's a lot of fun. Plus, the fact that we have hunts and stuff like that, and we get together and they seed, the beach or stuff like that. We're trying to do a group relic hunt, and nobody's got
Nobody
property
wants to give up the property.
for 40 people. So
yeah, I guess that could be kind of scary, you know. Oh, you want 40 people to come out here digging all these holes in my yard? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, we're willing to pay a little bit of money and be profitable for them, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But
sometimes, you know, sometimes it's not about money for them either.
Right.
Even the landowner, you know, it's more about, you know, they put a lot of effort into maintaining their property, then there isn't enough money that's going to allow somebody to come in and just tear up, you know.
Right.
So yeah, you got to do with that. You know, it's even with us, we have that kind of a problem too. With, you know, where can we have an outing where, you know, where can we dig in your creek? Well, no.
Right? No.
You can't even walk on my property. What do you want?
You know, I didn't metal detect all the time. I used to go prospect too. So
Oh, yeah,
in
cool.
California, I was up in the Sierras, you know, up on the North Fork of the American River and Yuba, and also I think we ventured to the Klamath once, but mainly the South Fork and the North Fork of the American River. I mean, I used to buy all my stuff from, anybody knows California up in the Sierras. There's Auburn, California, Pioneer Mining, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I used to get all my stuff there. And yeah, I started with the pan, and then I went with the, you know, the dredge, not the dredge, but the little sluice box. And then I upsized my sluice box. Then I purchased a high banker. And then from that, I never actually got a dredge because I had a bunch of friends that had dredges.
Right.
But I got to try them out. But yeah,
why buy a boat if your buddy owns one?
Exactly.
You know, we go up to the North Fork and we'd hike back 3 miles uphill, you know, carrying all this stuff. And I'm going, okay, well, wait a minute. There's got to be an easier way to find gold out here. And that's when I started sniping. And sniping to me was awesome. I mean, a wetsuit, that's all I had to haul back there was a wetsuit, you know, and you know, a little bit of crevicing tools and some section tools, and I found all types of gold that way. So it was a lot easier than you know, hauling 5-gallon buckets or pouring down a sluice box or a high banker. So
yes,
but I did that for quite a while. I did pretty good. That was what 15, 16 years ago. So, but. It was a lot of fun.
What?
No, but okay.
I went with him once. It was really pretty.
Yeah, it is really pretty back there. Mountain lions, bears, good stuff like that. So, but I'll tell you, I mean, metal detected on these beaches, I find 5 times as much gold, and I mean, it's already turned into jewelry. I mean, I'm not getting pure gold, but you know, I'm getting melt gold, you know, and
right.
You know, it's just like that bracelet, you know, I just found. I mean, the melt on that it retails for $2,100, but the melt on it's going to be around $400.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
the gold bracelet.
Right.
I thought you said silver.
Gold.
You meant gold.
Gold.
Yeah, those are really pretty gold bracelet.
It is pretty gold, but I still got it. To see if, you know, somebody turns up, you know, in the lost and found, and, you know, if it is up, then I'll definitely get it back to them. So, but we'll hold on to it for a little while. So.
Well, that's the difference between the gold you find and what we find. We know it's ours.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah. We know it don't belong to anybody but us.
You don't have to check lost and found to see if somebody dropped it.
Right? No. Just come out of my bank.
I think in California, up in those rivers too. I mean, a lot of it was BLM property, and you go back there, and there'd be people that were living in tents and stuff, and they were having little marijuana fields going. And I think one time,
in California,
yeah, my friend and I walked back there, and the guy, we kind of went, which he said was his property. It wasn't. It was BLM, and he flashed a gun at us and said, hey, you know, you get off my, you know, this is my land here. And it wasn't. So eventually I think he got arrested anyway. So, but it's a little weird back there. But I think my first nugget I ever found was with a metal detector, though, in the El Dorado Hills. I was hunting a creek out there on a construction site. And I said, shoot, I just got this White's VSAT. And I said, I'm going to try this out in this little creek. And I found my first, I think it was a 3-gram. It was anywhere from 3 to 5 gram nuggets. So
excellent.
Cool. That's a nice one.
We have quite a few members in our chat who are right in with you on the sniping.
Well, I know Brad does with Ozzy.
Yeah, Brad and Sarah, and from Tassie Adventures, and then there's our friend Brian from American Gold Prospectors. He's really into sniping. And Jerry from Motherlode Gold Prospecting. They're really starting to get into sniping and doing some good stuff. And thank you very much, Golden Pay Dirt Reviews, for the $4.99 super chat.
Right.
That will go to my streaming computer fund. I'm trying to do all I can on my end, friends.
It's really weird because, I mean...
I don't know what this says right here. Nugget Brain Peterson says they need to join WWATS. I don't know what that is.
Worldwide
I don't want nothing to do with the government.
No, it's a Worldwide Treasure Hunting Association. Nugget Brain, Wayne Peterson, he's the president of WATS. And they do a lot of, they have a global community, and
isn't it a Worldwide Association of Treasure Seekers? Isn't that the name of it?
Yes. Watts.org, I believe, is their website. And we have video call-in show. Hey, welcome, Jim. How you doing?
Yeah, he came in a little while ago.
Yeah, he was in earlier, but it was an inappropriate time for me to say, hey, how you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Like the first time I saw the super chat, I saw it a long time ago, but I didn't want to just step all over Jim and Gina and go, hey, your sign fell.
Everybody's waiting for you to
I saw the gnome tip over your Coils to the Soil
right?
sign.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, have you fed him lately?
That gnome is kind of creepy, but I love it.
And there's the Rod. Oh, God, that was bad.
Man. Calm down. Try it again.
Hurt yourself.
Iron Marvin ain't
part
in
of a
there.
flamingo, and his little head's down there.
Yeah, you need that in a front yard if you lived in Florida. Just... Hey, Ron for the Hills Mining. I just think I hurt my voice.
I think you hurt yourself.
I think I pulled something on that. I don't know where my maiden voice went to. Sorry, Ron.
So I have a question. I know you like to go on the beach and you like going out hunting on your own. Do you like going to planet hunts, or
we haven't been to a planet except our club hunts. I mean, those are seated hunts. And it's mainly and there's like 20-25 people there, and it's more of a speed hunt. You win tokens and stuff like that, whatever you find, and you win prizes. But to go to an actual big hunt, where it's planet and stuff, we've yet to do that yet. Like I said, I mean, she's only been hunting for 7 months, 8 months.
Almost a year.
Almost a year. So, I mean, there's still a lot of stuff that she's new to, but, we want to get out there more. We're trying to get more into the relic. I don't know if you guys seen our logo. We have Larry who hunts with us, and he's actually does all our graphic arts for us for free.
Nice.
And he's also in some of our hunt videos, and that's the one Gina pulls the practical jokes on, like throwing breadcrumbs at him behind his back, and all the seagulls are attacking him and stuff. stuff like that. I don't know if Larry's on here, but we're actually going to take the skull hand, a skeleton hand, and put a ring on it and bury it to where.
Let him dig that up.
Let him dig that up. But I don't think I see him on the chat. So.
I haven't seen him yet.
Just stuff like that. We prank him all the time. So
that's fun.
But he does our graphic arts, and we had to split it because we didn't want just the soil to just be the beach, hunting. We want to do some of the relic hunting, and we have ventured out once. On one of our, actually twice on our, two of our permissions, but deer season is just ending. So, well, it ended a couple weeks ago, but we went straight from deer season to frozen ground season. So,
yeah, we went from 40 to minus.
Yeah.
There in 2 days.
Right.
Yeah, burr.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm inside doing finished carpentry right now and not framing or swinging steel. That's for sure.
Brad says we can go dig his property.
Brad?
He'll let us. Yeah.
Why doesn't he dig his own property?
He's just being nice.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Be a long drive.
Yeah. Thanks, Brad. Now go have Sarah make you a drink.
Whatever. Sorry, Sarah. I'll do better.
I told him it'd be teal this week. So, anyway, that was a little bit of silver and first ring of the year. So it was tungsten, but it is what it is. But anyway, so yeah, we split it up where we wanted part farm property and part beach on our logo sign, and that's because we do want to do more relic hunting.
For sure.
We bought our townhome. We're actually on Colonial Battlefield.
Yeah.
Ooh, cool.
And in fact, I just found my first ringer,
three
ring bullet on the side of my house.
Nice.
So, so I mean, we live on. I mean, that's Civil War, I believe, but
yeah. I think so.
We want to start doing a lot more relic. We have permissions. It's just been too cold, and so we want to start showing people a little bit more of what we do detecting wise. There is gold in Virginia.
Oh, some mighty nice gold, too.
There's no gold in Virginia.
Right.
Oh, yeah. We hear that about California, Idaho,
right?
Maine,
Must be the only place with gold is Ohio, huh?
I guess so.
That's not at all.
Well, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the Gigmaster. Steve, his YouTube channel, the Gigmaster.
No.
Gigmaster?
And he's here in Virginia, and he does a lot of the beaches. We run into him a lot, but he's got an awesome YouTube channel. He's trying to reach 10,000 subscribers here pretty soon. But he actually does a lot of the gold prospecting up here too in Virginia. So,
oh, cool. I'll have to check out his channel.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, he's all over. He does fossils, shark's teeth, all types of stuff. So. Really good channel. I think he should have his own TV show, but anyways.
He is very entertaining.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna start a live YouTube channel.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if anybody hasn't checked him out, you need to go and check him out. And I'm not sure if you guys have heard of the Gravedigger Max.
No, either.
These guys are a bunch of gold prospectors. They never heard of metal detector stuff.
Well, we know quite a few detectorists.
They know us.
We just don't know them all.
Right.
There's just so many out there, you know. It's
and our community, both communities, from prospecting to detecting, is blowing up compared to what it was just a few years ago.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you go back in the older days, you're lucky if you see one or two people out. And now every time you go out, there'd be 15 people on the beach.
Right.
Some of them holding their detector coils, 7 inches off the ground, and we just kind of smile and say thank you.
That's
but
right.
Yeah, we'll be right behind you.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, Great Digger Max. He's also a Virginia hunter up here, and a lot of people know him. He's been hunting for many, many, many years, and a lot of people know him as well, as far as beach hunting and stuff. So
I believe Matt from Gone Diggins from Virginia too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's up in the Richmond area, Mechanicsville, I think, somewhere around that way.
45 minutes.
So
maybe an hour.
What is Monica talking about?
I don't know.
What is she talking about?
She says, Jim, don't forget to how you used to have to call for bubbles up in the mouth.
All right. Yeah.
Sounds like a funny story.
All right.
Tell us some more.
He's trying to figure out how to
Thanks,
explain
Monica.
this.
So, yeah, we had a dog. She was Boxer Lab, and I used to take her gold prospecting all the time with me up in the mountains and stuff. And
She's very smart.
But it wasn't really up in the mountains. It was we had to take her to the veterinarian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You had to pick her up from the vet.
Yeah, I had to pick her up from the veterinarian. So I walked in there, and there's a couple good-looking ladies there, and they're sitting there with their dogs and stuff. And I walk in, I'm just getting off of work. I'm all dirty and construction-y, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here to pick up my dog, not thinking about it. And they're like, okay, I'm thinking, they see this guy, walk in, he's all tough looking and stuff. And they're all like, what's the name of your dog? And I said, Bubbles.
Her name was Bubbles.
Yeah, her name was Bubbles.
Yeah.
So
it's Bubbles.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Bubbles.
and all I could hear in the background was a couple of ladies laughing at me. So it was,
Yeah.
yeah,
on the
Bubbles.
mountain.
But I love that dog up in the mountains. I mean, she warned me when there was mountain lions up on the rocks and stuff like that. It was great.
When he was sniping, she would just swim around him,
In
like
circles,
in
yep.
circles around him while he was under the water.
Yeah,
Right.
always had to be around
Yes.
me. So,
Very manly name, Bubbles.
yeah, that was like losing a child when I had to put her down. So.
Oh, yeah. That's why we won't get another dog. We have cats now. They're
Yeah.
crazy.
Which everybody who's watched our channel has seen our cats. So.
I don't know why they're not here. They're sleeping.
Yeah, sleeping.
Speaking of the devil, Matt's here. Hey, Gone Diggin', how you doing, Matt?
Hey, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
We were just talking about you.
Yeah, we need to hook up sometime with Matt, and there's a couple other people we need to hook up with. We keep saying we're going to, but we're weekend warriors, and with our work schedule, it's hard for us to hook up sometimes, and we just don't know when we're
I actually wouldn't mind getting to go out and do like one of their camp hearth digs with Matt. That'd be really cool. And I would love to go get some detecting tips from Jason, the quarter hoarder.
Right.
Jason, I just might have to look you up if I'm ever in Jersey. So last time I went to Jersey, I was living in New York and I wanted to go surfing, and I barely made it into Jersey, and I'm like, screw this traffic, and I drove back to New York.
Yeah. Well, being that we live on battlefield ground, our colonial battle, we're in Yorktown, Virginia, so we're right up against the river, pretty much.
Yeah.
There, I told everybody where we're at, so
Yeah,
I don't
right
care.
I know exactly
And,
where to find you now.
There's a lot of strict laws for metal
Yeah.
detecting. I mean, you're not supposed to have one with batteries in it driving through Yorktown or Williamsburg and stuff like that.
Wow.
And so there's a lot of strict laws out here, but so that mainly unless you have permissions, I mean, it's really hard to get on any property. So we stay with the beaches as much as possible, and when we do get a permission, we'll jump on it. But
now I take it now all beaches there aren't equal, right? So different counties and cities would have their own ordinances towards metal detecting, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like one of the beaches we hunt, in fact, where she found the bomb tip at, you have to actually have a pass, and you got to watch a video if you find explosives and stuff like that. So you're not supposed to hunt the beach unless you're certified, or have this little video card that says, "Hey, okay, I know what to do if there's a bomb." All they had to do is say, "Just run," and stuff like
Run
that.
faster than your buddy.
And then, like some of our beaches that are really close, you're limited to what you can hunt and what you can't because we're surrounded by military too. So,
yeah,
there's a lot of beaches that we can't even touch because they're surrounded by military. But
so, do you want to get back into gold prospecting, or are you really satisfied with what you're doing now?
You know, every time I watch you guys' videos or watch Two Toes or some of those other guys, Paulie and all those guys, I'm all like, you know, I gotta admit, I get a little saliva hanging out of my mouth, and, you know, and stuff. I mean, it's not just the digging into gold. I mean, there is a definite gold fever out there. There's no doubt about it.
The fever is real.
It is a real fever, but it's the beauty of where you're at. You know, it's I was up in the redwoods and the trees, and you know, there's just the doing something. You know, but I mean, on the North Fork of the American River, that's where all the college girls come out and they lay out there naked and talks and stuff like that.
Is that why you never invited me to go with you?
No, I've invited you many times.
You might want to sleep with one eye open tonight.
Hey, we just had our 25-year anniversary. I'm just pushing it a little bit, so.
he's feeling lucky tonight.
Right?
It's funny because we do this YouTube thing. We just, you know, like I said, I'm more into the hunting than I am the YouTube. You know, hunting to me comes first before this YouTube channel. But,
yeah, because YouTube, you know, doing videos takes up a lot of time.
It does take up a lot. And
a lot of hunting time, not just, you know, afterwards, but even during, just to set up your videos and get ready to shoot or whatever.
It is a lot of fun to do the videos and stuff like that. I mean, she does all the editing, and I don't touch it. My idea of a computer, if I can't get it to work, I'm going to grab it by the cord. I'm going to drag it out to the garbage can, and it's going in there. You know,
done it.
It's called true. Taking it. I call it. I'm taking it for a walk.
Going for a walk.
The last computer I had, I opened the front door and I threw it out. It hit my driveway in the back of my truck. So, but yeah. So she does all the editing. But sometimes you know I get into the hunt and you just forget to film.
Right.
You know. It just I'm not all about YouTube. I think it's great. I have more fun being on these live streams with you guys, watching them and chatting on them than anything else. But as far as YouTube goes, on the other hand, she loves it.
So it was Gina's idea for the channel.
Was it?
Well, he mentioned it. Jim mentioned, oh, maybe we should do that, and then I just went with it.
No,
he said maybe, and I said,
okay. Anybody can do that.
Yeah, anybody can do that. Okay, watch me. Yeah, so it was fun.
Oh, that sounded like a dare, huh?
I know, right? Yeah.
Did you see what Outdoorsy gal wrote?
What did she put in there?
Okay, she says, Jim and Gina, you would love the Radio World sponsored hunt in Ontario. Event details will be announced in April. Save up and come. I would love to meet you.
Ooh.
What's that?
In Canada.
I don't have my glasses.
Ontario, just across the border.
Radio World sponsored hunt in Ontario.
Wow.
In April.
That's
February,
birthday.
March, April. It is.
Well, don't forget, we also have a Bossack hunt here in Ohio, and
yeah, anytime.
See?
You have a what?
We have a couple of big outings that are property for our chapter. One's the Fossick around Memorial Day weekend, and one's Gold Rush Days around Labor Day weekend. We have a big seated hunt for kids and adults, or two separate hunts. One's for pretty much everybody, and then there's a kids hunt, then there's a night hunt, and a lot of gold prospecting. But metal detecting in Alaska, Keithy 6, you guys are so lucky to be able to go to club and big organized hunts. There's nothing like that in Alaska as far as I know. It's me and another guy here.
Wow. Yeah. Definitely. Matt says we need to hit a beach.
I know, we keep saying that, but Matt and I never hook up. You know, it's just like Steve from Gigmaster. He says, hey, you know, we got to get together. Or Digologist, you know, hey, we got to get together.
Yes.
And we never
do. Isn't it so much easier said than done?
It is.
Right.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to hunt with a fellow YouTube channel.
Yes.
Not so much for the YouTube, but just for the experience of hunting with somebody else that, knows what they're doing. So,
right.
But it just, sometimes it's, with my work schedule and her work schedule. And, like I said, we're weekend warriors, and sometimes it's good. And right now, Matt wouldn't want to hunt a beach with us. There's nothing out there. But, come summertime.
Except for lead and fuses.
And come summertime, Matt just had a kid and stuff. And,
yes.
Beautiful daughter.
Yeah, little baby.
Yeah.
So cute.
So in this, summertime, he's gonna
definitely get.
I don't know
the
where
weather
I'm going
gets
with
warmer.
this.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I'd love to hunt with these, some of these other metal detectors. So would Gina and.
Yes. I'm getting some dirt.
Dirt. Yeah.
We discovered I like dirt digging.
Oh yeah, she
fun.
loves it. She rolls in it.
It's fun.
She had her relic recovery shirt on the first time we went out.
Oh man!
And it's in the video. She's basically laying down. You were laying down digging.
Well, there was like a ditch in there, and I was trying to get in there.
The water, like a half inch of water, and you're just sitting in it, and just like, heck yeah. Wow, and this girl used to be an indoor girl, so.
Not no more.
No, now it's not. Now it's to the point where she's got some experience under her belt. And I swear to God, during the summer, she was asking people to pick up their towels and move over so she can hunt by them.
It's true.
Excuse me, can you move? I need to hunt that.
Just a little bit so I can check that little spot. Yeah. They generally do.
But I miss gold prospecting a little bit. I'm not so much hauling all the gear 3.5 miles or 3 miles up a hill, but just being up there and finding gold is pretty cool. But when I prospected, gold was only like $200 or $300 an ounce. So
it's a little different today.
Yeah, what's it sitting at around $1,200 an ounce right now?
13.12 something like
or
13.50. Yeah, I took a big jump today.
Nice.
Yeah. See, to me that's worth hauling all that stuff back there for.
Right.
So.
Well, I still hate hauling a bunch of equipment.
All right.
Even at that price, I'll do it, but.
All right. Yeah, I was watching that video on those mat Ed had out the other day on the mat.
Oh, the Ed in the Shed video?
Ed
in the
Shed.
last one that was just, the last one he did.
Yeah, on the matting. I wish I had that back in my time when I was hunting, so prospecting. So
there's been a lot of changes over the years. Equipment, mattings, different systems. It's a ever evolving thing, and like for right now, there's a lot of competition going on with different mats, but you use what you like and what you know how to use, just like your metal detecting machines. Yours may not be the best on the market, but it's what you like. It's what you know how to use. Learn your tools and you can work with them.
Right. Well, there's a thing right now with everybody about, I got an AT Max or AT Pro or AT Max in the Equinox comparison and stuff. And it's exactly what you said. Learn how to use your tool and
whatever it is.
Whatever it is. I love Garrett products. I'm not sponsored by anybody, of course.
Right.
Maybe
we are not.
Goodwill or something, but
it's true.
But you know what? I love Garrett. I've had a lot of different Garrett machines. I've sold 2 or 3 AT Pros because I do mainly beach hunting, and as far as beach hunting goes, anybody that's beach hunted with a Garrett machine knows that you got to ground balance every time you go to a different color sand. Whether it be wet sand, lighter sand, dry sand, water. You constantly gotta. Whereas a mine lab just blows everything away. I have 2 different Excaliburs that I use. They're $1,500 machines each. I can walk to wet sand to dry sand to however deep in the water without any variation in the machine at all. I don't have to ground balance it or anything. And then with the new Equinox that's out, you know, they came out with a machine that weighs, what, 2.9 pounds?
Wow.
That gives you the same thing. You can go from dry sand to wet sand to water without even touching a button on the thing.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to sit there and ground balance it every time you move, you know. I'd buy tons of Garrett's if they come up with a multi-frequency so we can, you know, jump from dry sand to wet sand to water, you know, constantly back and forth. But
yeah, because I do that all day long.
As far as I know, I mean, I've had pulse machines. Pulse machines are great machines, deep reading machines. They're great for gold prospecting and relic hunting too. So, I traded. I had an Infinium LS, which was a pulse machine. I actually traded to a guy in Hawaii for his Excalibur 2. So I sent him mine, and he sent me the Excalibur 2. That was a cool trade. I couldn't stand it, Infinium. It wasn't so much the machine. It was just the way the tones are on it. You know, you can get a machine that the tones are just so irritating, you know, and if you're listening to it for 4 or 5 hours straight, I mean, it's worse than a nagging wife, you know.
He wouldn't know what those is.
I was just gonna say you would know what that was, anyways, would you?
No, I wouldn't. Okay, so nagging cat.
Let me rephrase that. You don't remember what that's like.
That's right. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, I love, you know, I love the Equinox Mind Lab they have out now, and but as far as the Excaliburs, man, there is nothing like the purr of a threshold. You got a beautiful hum, and any variation in the soil that you hear, you know, metal-wise, it just gives you that little variation. And you're right. I mean, the machine is, you know, you learn to use your machine, know your machine.
Right, absolutely. And I'm not sure, but I think when we were saying hello to everybody, did we say hello to Scotty Tony?
Randy Scotty Tony?
No, Scotty Tony.
That's Randy Scotty Tony.
No, there's two, remember?
That's Scotty Tony is Randy Scotty Tony. It's different than Scott Tony.
Okay, I want some of what you guys are drinking.
Our friend Randy Scotty Tony from Indiana is in the house, and his name on YouTube is Scotty Tony.
Gotcha.
Not
well, they were
Swiftwater.
Both, he was
Tony.
in here twice.
Maybe Swifty was in here too.
We've seen people drop out and then come back in too. So
yeah, it's freaking YouTube. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Right.
I just don't know why. Some weeks it's flawless, beautiful. Like when we had Jeff Williams on, it went so well for the most part. And then last time we had, like, when we had Charlie Reiser on, oh God, it was terrible. It was terrible. And then some weeks it's perfect. Or I mean, like when we had Jared on from Adventures with Purpose, it went really well.
Right.
And now this week, old What's-His-Face has visited us, and I think it's YouTube. YouTube, get your act together.
Okay, so it's not the Kmart equipment that we're using, right?
It might be my Walmart stuff.
I was talking my side, Ed, not your side.
Oh, okay. Well, your Kmart, my Walmart.
Right.
Hopefully mine's Kmart's going out of business.
It's always funny too that when we get this kind of lag, Ed's over there going, "No, I'm green. I'm not dropping anything. Everything's perfect here."
It is. I wish I could screenshot it. I'll take a picture of it. Where's my phone?
Spend a lot of time find a lot of time spent on YouTube now. Actually, we dropped cable service because we spend more time on YouTube watching that and getting into live streams and the giveaways and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That
I don't know when
we
the
don't
last
even
time
watch
I
regular cable TV at all. So
Well,
Yeah, I don't watch cable either. We haven't had cable here for a couple years now. If it's not what we want to watch on Netflix, I watch YouTube and other
Yep.
stuff. So I
yeah,
can
you
find,
know, you think about it, we progress further than a lot of other people because we're doing interactive TV now.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
scary,
very
isn't it?
true.
Yeah, pretty soon
Yeah.
we'll be able to like, hey, shake hands on, you know, what? That's
Right?
really scary.
That's weird.
That's like Jetson stuff right there.
Well, look, if you think about it, if any of you are old enough to know who Dick Tracy was in the comic
Yeah.
strips,
Yeah.
he had a TV phone on his wrist. You know, he had he was able to call into the precinct on his wrist and had a TV on there where he could see who he was talking to. Guess what we're doing now?
we got those
Right?
with Apple
Yep.
phones and
Yep.
or Apple watches.
Yes, scary stuff. Science fiction is a look at the future.
Yes, it is.
But I'm trying to stay focused here. I'm tired, but we're gonna be progressing on our YouTube channel as far as, you know, we're learning more stuff. We're learning more stuff. You know, or editing. We still haven't figured we haven't even figured out how to bleep yet. So.
And by we, he means me.
What do you edit with, Gina?
We use we do not. We use the Adobe Print Shop Pro something or
I'm sorry,
another.
I'm petting my
Cat.
cat.
He made it. Yeah. Crazy.
Her cat. My cat's over there
It's the
allowing me.
Adobe Pro.
Well, that has a huge learning curve to it.
Huge. Yes. Learning
Well, she's
one
doing
little
good.
bit
I
at a
haven't even
time.
figured out how to turn the computer on yet. So
I
can tell
use
you all-
Adobe for photos. I haven't pulled the trigger on the
I can tell
video
you all
yet.
about Atari. We play some Pong. I'm a mean Pong player.
I mean,
But,
I remember when that first came to the arcade.
Right?
Oh,
Hey,
man.
we have a phone call.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
Interrupting.
good,
No, go ahead.
it's a good friend of ours. Our friend David Buckel from Tasmania.
Hey,
Hey.
David,
What's up,
what's up,
David?
buddy?
How you doing, David?
I'm well. Really enjoying the show. I wanted to call in. My partner, Debbie, she's just started doing some detecting with myself, and we're putting some videos on YouTube. And I wanted us to both call in, and she bloody had to leave. So yeah, I just thought I'd call in and say really enjoying the show, and great job, guys, and to all the crew at Flash in Your Pan, still love yous, and sorry I've been missing a few of your shows. I've been a bit busy, but I'll make more of an effort.
That's what they all say.
we understand, David, and now that you have a new computer, Debbie's getting you off your ass. I mean, but
she's been a bit of a pain, but to tell you the truth, I'd be so buggered. I'd be stuffed without Debbie. She saved my life. I've said that a lot of times, and even now, I went through this depression for about 3 months, and she's making me do it, and I'm slowly starting to feel better, just doing what I love, going out in the bush, looking for the gold and detecting and that, and I just couldn't make myself do it. For some reason, it wasn't an option, but I thank Debbie, and yeah, she's awesome.
Thank you, Debbie. You're
Yes,
awesome.
Depression's a really hard thing to get over, and it's so powerful. I mean, it's a powerful thing. It takes a lot to get out of it. And I'm glad that your last video when you were out, I mean, you could hear it in your voice. You were enjoying yourself, and that's what you need to do. That's why you need to get out there, because you do love doing it. You know that. So I'm glad. Of course I do. I'm glad she kicked you in the butt and told you to get your fat butt back out there and get her some more of that gold that she loves.
Yeah. I said to her last night, because we have all the same money and everything, but that gold, that was mine. I had that as mine, and because I don't know, just because I found it that, and get her more encouraged about doing it. I said, all right, this is the new beginning. The pile's ours, so everything we find, we put it in together. So we're just gonna make videos, and just every time we go down, we're gonna add to the pile and like try to build it up. As you guys at Flash in Your Pan would know, I had a nice pile happening before, but as you also know, I gave it away, you know. But that was my choice. But looking forward to getting that pile back up again.
Yeah, and thank you for that little piece of the pile you gave us.
Yeah, it's in a place of honor on my shelf in the shed.
I gave over 3 ounces away. I don't know. I go silly. I regret it now.
Hey, wait a minute.
I feel good about it.
Is Ed holding out on us?
What? No.
Yeah, I gave it all to Ed. Put it on Ed.
You know where you live, Ed.
Hey, I'm using that to go to Tasmania. Bye, guys.
All right, guys. Really enjoy the show. I'll catch you next week.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling in, David.
I'll go back to the chat now. I love it.
Good to see you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
You ever see his videos?
No.
Well, you want to? He's been his last video. He showed all the little nuggets he's been finding metal detecting.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Go in there and definitely watch him.
I'm surprised he hasn't hit his 3 ounces already.
I don't know. You know what? We probably sub 300 or 400 different channels, and they're, again, YouTube to me is like a club. Joining a club. I like to use all my local YouTube channel people to tell what's going on the beaches before we go out on the weekend and hunt. I want to know, if you're not using your local channels to find out what's going on, some of the YouTubers, in your area, sometimes they're out there. A lot of them in our area are retired, so they're out there during the week. And come weekend, we know exactly where we want to go. We might not do as good as they do, but at least we have a chance more,
Nothing.
So, yeah, use your local YouTube channels to find out, how things are going out in your area.
We kind of do, don't we, with, like, Mr. Tim for Gold and Dyer Prospecting and a few others here, or Dennis Dayton and Thomas Folks. And
yep, that's right.
I hear where you're coming from with that, Jim, definitely.
Of course, we're the locals, though.
Right. Well, we're surrounded with so many different beaches out here, and sometimes we just don't know what's going on with what beach. And, they watch our channel because we're up here more in the peninsula, and we watch their channels because they're more down in Virginia Beach area, and so vice versa. They see what we're doing up here, and, if I go out there and I'm YouTubing and I'm finding silver coins and rings, guess what? Next weekend everybody's going to be up there.
Yeah, we know that. That's what goes on there.
and unfortunately, you show any bit of video on any of the beaches here, and all the locals know where they are. All the whole Virginia coast here, everybody knows. Hey, I know that beach. I know that beach. So, we don't say what beach it is, but they know.
The locals know where you're at.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've come across that with our holes. We showed a little bit too much of the area, and next thing you know, Hey, they're finding some decent gold there. Let's go.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we're not like other metal detectors either, too. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but there are some that, they won't hunt after somebody else has hunted a certain area. If we go out and we see 4 or 5 people out there, we're going to go out and talk to them. We're going to say hi. I know my machines are very expensive, so I'm just going to follow behind them, and I'm not, I'll let them get in front of me or whatever. Sometimes we've had them where they, run up in front of you real quick and try to get ahead of you, and it doesn't bother me at all. It's, the more the merrier. There's so much stuff out there. There's so much treasure out there to find.
So do you dig everything you hit? I mean, or do you discriminate? And I know that's a pull tab. I know that's a bubble gum wrapper. Or do you just go ahead and dig it all and just?
It depends. It all depends on how trashy the beach is. Like we discriminate it. We start out in all metal, but when we start finding 200 sinkers, we're going to discriminate them out. And
okay.
And I mean, we might miss some gold in that range, but it's, you're digging all day long and digging up steel and sinkers, but a lot of aluminum, scrap metal, and stuff like that. There's a lot of iron in our beaches up here. A lot of boat relics, and we're surrounded by military shipyards and stuff, and stuff like that. So, we discriminate. We always usually start in all metal though, so it tells us what kind of condition the beach is in. And in the summer, I'm mainly in the water, and I don't get as much garbage as they do on the dry sand. So I'm able to hunt more in all metal. But there's times, as the day goes by, I'm starting to get tired. I'll start discriminating, cherry picking, basically.
Right.
Wet sand's a lot heavier than dry sand, to lift coming out of water. So
yeah, it is.
But I absolutely love water hunting, and it works great for us being partners too, because she's able to cover the dry sand while I'm covering the water, so we're covering 2 areas at the same time.
That's true.
So
I only like going in the water to cool off. I don't like going in the water to hunt. It's really hard to dig. The hole keeps filling itself, and you keep digging, and it keeps getting full again. And I'm not.
Water hunting. Water
and
hunting's
there's jellyfish.
Tough.
So many jellyfish.
I got stung a couple times last year.
I don't like pictures of the sea.
What about sharks?
No.
Wait. What about that little fish that kept hiding around me?
Okay, that was really cute.
I try to, scoop something up, and there's this little puffer fish keeps swimming in my scoop and out and in and out my scoop, and stuff like that. And
he probably dug his hole up.
I know, right?
Yeah, one of these days I'm going to get to touch the dolphins that keep swimming. I keep getting closer and closer to them. So, but
one day they might let you near them.
Yeah. Yep. Or
that'd be cool. That'd be so cool.
We find a lot of weird stuff out there too. So,
do you think the metal detector attracts them?
What's that?
Do you think the metal detector might attract them?
I don't know. It attracts me. I don't know. I don't know if they.
Well, I mean, because they use sonar and
right?
So they might be able to hear the tones coming off of that. They might be coming over and saying, "No, over here.
I know,
it's
right?
over
They're
here."
Trying to pan out the
I would think it'd be more the flashing of my scoop underwater, back and forth, But I love being in the water. It's absolutely fabulous. So if I can get in, and she just got me another wetsuit and some booties, and because my other one's starting to be a pain, so this one's going to be a little bit easier.
Have you done any underwater, any diving or anything like that underwater, looking for stuff?
Nah.
No?
Yeah. Nah.
Nah?
Nah, not up. I'm not into scuba diving, and I've always wanted to do it, but I don't know. Again, it's hauling a bunch of gear, and
it's always that gear. It's always a gear.
Too
heavy.
I work construction, building houses 5 days a week, and and sometimes 6 days a week, and to me, just the less stuff I have to carry out on the beach to relax and have a good time, the better off I am. So, but
that's cool.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Been in construction all my life for the most part here. And that's hard enough on your body, let alone carrying a bunch of other stuff. That's why I put it on my dolly.
Now, says, since we met in a restaurant, do we enjoy cooking together?
Who, us? She doesn't cook.
I don't cook. I'm horrible.
You don't cook.
I'm a no, not if you actually want to consume it.
She uses she uses smoke detectors as timers.
It's true. It's true. I have literally made food that the dogs would not eat. I'm a horrible cook. It's not good.
So I do all the cooking.
So is that something you learned since you got married to him?
What, that I'm a horrible cook?
No, not to cook. How not to cook?
I know. No, I just let him. If I have to cook, we're either having pizza or Chinese food.
I like it when she cooks.
Or we're swinging by Taco Bell. That's what I cook. That's what I cook. And the rest of it, we'll leave to him. We'll leave the kitchen to him. I'm not so good there.
But now that I'm retired, that's what I do the cooking around here. I'm nowhere near as good as my wife, but it's edible.
I can't wait to retire. Oh my God.
I know, right? We just got too much stuff to do. We ain't got time for work.
Right.
It's all right. When you're retired, when you're working, you got the money but don't have the time.
Right.
When you're retired, you got the time but you don't have the money.
Yeah. It's true.
So, you're out finding it.
There you go.
Oh.
Get out and dig it.
Yep.
Brad from Tazzy, you crack me up. And no, you're not getting my cat.
What's he up to now?
I don't know. I just wanted to let him know that.
Outdoorsy Gal wants to know if you leave the Excalibur charging all the time.
No, I do not. I have on the Excalibur 2, I guess charging time is 11 hours on that. That I periodically charge, but I have the ES. I forgot. I have the ES 3000 on the other one. I think it is, and that's got 60 hours of lifetime on it. Or once I charge that, I can get up to 40 to 60 hours of hunt time on it. And so I charge that one probably once a month. Depends. In the summer, I charge it twice a month. So, but on the Excalibur 2, yeah, I charge that one. There's no meter, and with the charger that came with the Excalibur 2, I can't tell if it's fully charged, and unless you want to take a multimeter to it and find out, what you got on there, I just charge it. But, no, I don't leave them on the charger. From experience with batteries, I mean, if you leave them on chargers, sometimes that could actually destroy them. So, if not, catch your house on fire.
That's true.
So,
I start randomly on.
Right. I use an Excalibur 800, and a lot of people haven't heard of an 800. I believe they came out in 1998, somewhere around there. Also an Excalibur 2, which I got from Hawaii for the trade for the Infinium LS. That's how I got that. But my 800 I call Frankenstein. I got that from a friend that was in a club that actually passed away, and it used to be one of his older machines. And I call it Frankenstein because it was a disaster. I got it for, really I purchased it through the club. It was donated to the club to just get rid of, for whatever amount. I purchased it from the club for $100. It was pretty much ready for the garbage can, and I rebuilt it, sunk another $500 into it and rebuilt it. And that machine is my favorite machine. I love that machine. It has bound most of my rings. It is I can open that max no discrimination at all at the highest sensitivity, and it doesn't give me hassles where the Excalibur 2 does, and stuff like that. I just love that machine. So that's my baby, is my Excalibur 800. I'm only bringing it up because somebody said the other day, it's like, I've never heard of an 800 Excalibur 800. Well, yeah, basically it's the Excalibur with a 8-inch coil instead of a 10-inch coil. So, but it's a great machine. So, as far as where'd she go? As far as the Infinium goes, or not the Infinium, but the Equinox goes, I'm still learning that. That thing's frustrating me. I feel like I'm back to using a VLF, digging everything just like a pulse machine. So, I think it's a great machine. I think sometimes it actually picks up stuff a little bit deeper, but as far as the VDI numbers on there, they're very confusing to me, especially if you've used Garrett products. The Garrett VDIs are a little bit more accurate, actually a lot more accurate. And if you've used Garrett products for a while, and then try to go to the Equinox and you're used to reading VDIs, it'll really upset you. So I was ready to throw mine out in the water.
Yeah, that's probably like us. Most of us learn how to pan with a round pan, and in the last few years there's been a new evolution of pans, and they got if you look at our picture, there's a gold claw there. That thing is a really good pan, but it takes you a long time to learn how to use it.
Yeah, to reteach yourself.
Right.
Got to forget everything you know about panning and
And they both do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, kind of, sort of, yeah.
Well, they separate the gold from the...
True. I hear you. Yeah.
So
very true.
Like you were saying, if you're used to an Ace or a Garrett product and you've been using that all the time, and all of a sudden you got something new, now you got to relearn everything again.
Right.
That can be a pain.
I heard it was more like, if they're using the CTX 3030 and stuff like that, or some of the older Mind Lab products, their VDIs are pretty much like that too, similar. But I mean, when I'm out there hunting for rings and stuff, and I got rings coming in the same as bottle caps and pull tabs and all that. You're digging everything else. I might as well just get a pulse machine. Seriously.
Yeah.
For a BLF machine, I think they need to somehow correct those BDIs on it. I love the machine; it's deep, but the VDIs frustrate. I'm to the point where I don't even look at them anymore. So, like I said, I like to turn on a threshold and hear a purr of a hum until I run up against something, and that variation, I dig it. So.
Right.
But again, back to everybody has their own machine, so
right.
I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I don't care.
Never know. Mind Lab might pick you up.
Yours is working for you, and you're finding more than anybody else. What can they say?
I think Matt put it really well in one of his live streams too. He says, "Look, I'm not sponsored by anybody, but that means I don't have to just use one type of machine."
Right.
So, one type of brand. He's got the availability to use whatever he wants. So, anyways, so everybody asked me, "What is the weirdest thing I've ever found in the water?"
We were gonna do that.
That was coming.
It is right here.
Wish we could see it. Put it up there anyways.
Looks like a point to a samurai.
Yeah.
That's right. Samurai. It's like half a samurai sword.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how close I can get this, but you can see the
little dragon on there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So yeah, when I found this, it was actually it wasn't in one of my videos, but actually there was a guy and he was playing football with his two daughters in the water, and I was probably about 5 feet away from him, and I started digging this tone, and I pulled this out. It took me forever to get it in my scoop. I don't know how I got it, and I pulled it out, and this guy just freaked out. He's all like, "We're playing football right here, and you just dug that out of the sand right next to us, you know?" So.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. I says, you never know what's out there. I mean, you're out on these beaches and you're not wearing shoes. You're risking your feet and everything. There's so much stuff out there that's just can cut you up and hurt you. And I mean, and people are out there, you know, they're playing in the waves and stuff, and you're diving head first and stuff. There has been stumps of wood that, you know, come out to a point that I've tripped over and stuff out in the water, just super, super dangerous. So, and, you know, being a surfer, you know, Ed.
Yeah.
You know, we're kind of used to that, especially if you hunt, you know, surf Steamers Lane and stuff, you know those big rocks over 41st Street and stuff. But yeah, all that stuff. I mean, that's something you're kind of used to hitting. So, but
yeah, but I used to check out, like on flat days, I'd learn what was underneath me too. You know.
Now, okay, so you surfed in California. You ever sitting on your board, you know, the water's like 54 degrees out there, and all of a sudden you see this big black thing cruise underneath you? And you think it's a shark? They got so many sea lions out there in the water, and you just after a while you just get used to everything swimming underneath you.
I got the crud scared out of me night surfing at Huntington Beach Pier, and a porpoise came up like 3 feet away from me, and nighttime, mind you, scared the bejeebers out of me till I realized it was a porpoise, and I go, okay, we're safe.
Right.
But yeah, I've had things bump me on my feet, and you're like, what's that? Oh, well, you know, don't really think about a shark until it's chomping on you, or you'd never get in the water.
Right. Yep. That's the way it is here too. Because I mean, you know, we got tiger sharks and bull sharks, and you know, I'm out in the water early in the morning, and usually that's the end of their feeding time. But you never know. So.
Well, yeah, you're pretty much in their feeding zone too. You know.
Thanks, Ed.
That's true. I need to up his life insurance policy. Somebody remind me to do that on Monday.
You know, there's a lot of water hunters out here, and I don't think any of them, you know, I'm sure they've had their incidents, you know. Actually, what was it Steve was doing? He was water hunting next to those nets there, bringing in all those dead fish and stuff. Yeah. And he's like, man, I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm sure there's sharks in the area. So.
Right.
But you don't think about it when you're out there. It's just like surfing. You don't think about it. You just get out there and do it.
Very true. I never really cared too much what was underneath me besides a big rock that could hurt me or something. Like a lot of places I surfed, it was rock reef or river rock. I didn't do a lot of sandbar surfing except around Newport and Huntington. It was a lot like how it is up north, Half Moon Bay and stuff, and rock bottom or volcanic reef and stuff. We didn't have to worry about coral reefs out there. But yeah, never really. There's sometimes I should have thought about what was underneath me when I was out there surfing, but it is what it is, and I never ended up being shark bait, so.
Yeah, same here. I mean, if I'm going to go, that's the way to go, though, you know, in the water.
I don't think so.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay, whatever.
I can think of
At least until she
better
raises
ways.
your life insurance.
I rather
Right.
I rather lose my life out in the water than on our freeway.
That's
you know?
true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. That's
Definitely.
Doing something I like to do, so. But,
No, just leave me alone.
yeah.
They're talking about Dano's.
Now, what was
Talking
your...
about Dano's balls again?
Yeah, these guys from out west, they just love these Midwest balls. I don't know.
I'm telling you.
Oh, my
They
goodness.
can't get enough.
Good.
I was going to say maybe AC/DC should write a song about that instead of bells, huh?
With Daniel's balls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the balls that AC/DC were singing about were Buckeye balls. Oh my goodness, you guys.
Right. Yeah.
But we
Now, what was your scariest time?
getting married? No.
No.
Metal
Oh,
detecting.
remember,
Metal
you,
detecting.
Stay focused.
you gotta sleep tonight.
It certainly does.
This is
No, he's got till tomorrow when she checks his insurance policy. Don't worry.
That's true.
she's my best friend, so I can
That's
joke
true.
with her, you know. She's my
That's true.
best friend. So I don't know, my scariest time. Metal detecting. I think it was I think actually my scariest time metal detecting was in California. And I think we were on the Klamath. No, we were on the Yuba. I think we were on the Yuba. And I just got my gold metal detector. I was up there with my buddy Norm. And he got his metal detector, and we were hunting for nuggets. And we ran across this old burnt down house. Well, okay, we're going to metal detect it. And we started pulling out these big gold things that looked like nuggets. And actually, they were melted brass, but we didn't know. So they looked like nuggets to us. So we thought we were striking it rich. But all of a sudden, a truck pulled up, and it had like 5 or 6 guys in it, all holding rifles, and then 2 Rottweilers. And we thought for sure we were trespassing on their land, and maybe we came across a field or something. But yeah, they drove right up, asked us what we were doing and everything else, and I thought for sure we were going to disappear. So some of those mountains up there, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's the scariest time. I mean, other than that, I don't. I think my wife has had one with the drunk guys on the Virginia beach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, I don't even know. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning, and these guys were so drunk. And there was like, what?
They're still drinking when we
Yeah,
were.
they were still drinking. And there were 4 or 5 of them, and they came up and they kind of startled me a little bit and kind of got a little bit too close, and yeah.
I think it's actually in one of our videos. She said something about it, and of course, you know,
I had to
being
edit a
that
lot
she's
of
my
that
wife,
'cause I was cursing.
if I see, I'm always keeping an eye on her. So you know, so I'll hover around her and stuff like that until they go away. But
yeah, they were kind of creepy.
you definitely, it's, you know, I don't mind hunting by myself, but for her to hunt by herself, sometimes it worries me. So
yeah, no. No.
Beaches aren't, you know, the best people out there sometimes.
I'll just go to our little beach when I'm by ourselves because there's cops all over the place there.
Right. I'm sorry, we're reading the chat.
We were reading the chat.
It's all right. That's what it's there for.
Right?
We want you to be engaged with the chat room also. I mean, because they'll have questions we may miss, but you might catch them.
Right.
We're trying to keep an eye on them, but you know, not always. Then you get to chatting yourself and.
So when I was sniping, I used to when I was crevicing or sniping, whatever you want to call it. There's a guy that wrote a book on sniping, and his name was Sam Ratting. I don't know if you've ever read his book. He's old time.
I have years ago.
Well, actually, I got to meet the guy up on the North Fork of the American River one time. I was up there sniping, and him and his partner came up, and So I got to actually shake hands and meet the guy and stuff. And it's funny because I was only a weekend warrior, but he was retired, I think, or he was on vacation. But I found this really good crevice, and I was pulling some pretty good gold out of it and stuff like that. But it was getting late, and I had to go. So after I left, it's BLM property. You can't post a claim on anything, I went up there the following weekend, and Sam was up there, and he says, hey, Jim, that crevice that you're hunting with, check out this half-ounce nugget I just pulled out. I was that close, so.
Yeah, that's what we say around here. You're either 1 foot away from $1 million or 1,000,000 feet from $1.
Yeah.
Right.
So true.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the biggest nugget you guys have ever found?
I haven't found one yet.
Really?
I found one. I live in
No, I got some pickers, but no nuggets.
Yeah.
Biggest nugget I found was in 92, 93 on the Klamath and the Scott River. It was close to 4 ounces.
I truly believe that because we were doing some dredging. I was friends with a bunch of firefighters up there, and that's what the firefighters do up there for, when they're not working. They're out treasure hunting. So.
Yep.
And I think we were running a 3-inch and a 4-inch dredge. We found a football-sized piece of amethyst off of this river. A football-sized piece of amethyst. That was huge. But they were always finding nuggets on the South Fork. Nice nuggets.
It was a once-in-a-lifetime find, and unfortunately, I found it when gold prices were, barely $300, I believe. So,
we were probably hunting the same time, Ed.
Yeah, Scott River and the Klamath. I jumped in a huge hole that no one had their buckets around or anything. And I had a Falcon MD-20 and old Fisher Gold Bug at the time. And I was poking around the hole, and I got a good signal, and I dug it out. It shocked the living bejeebers out of me, but never again. I doubt if I'll ever again find anything that size, especially in Ohio. So maybe when I go out and see some of my friends in the Motherlode, they do the Yuba River quite a bit. So
Any of you guys ever use shaker tables?
Don't get in. If I was doing a lot of actual mining, I'd probably invest in a small shaker table.
I use a small one down in Alabama at Lou's. She has one.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I mean, it separates the Spanish silver and all your black sands, and they're expensive. They're pretty cool. I mean, if you're in a really fine gold, so
right.
Me, I'm not. It's just like metal detecting. I'm looking for the big rings that are worth something, not these little tiny things,
Right.
I like the little tiny
Well,
ones.
yeah, I'm looking for that 1 pound nugget myself, not for this fly poop, but I'll take the fly poop too.
I'll take the giant, wedding band nugget ring or whatever, versus the little tiny 1.5 gram diamond ring any day. Because I mean, diamonds aren't worth anything unless they're over a quarter, anyways, or a half. Yeah, half diamond.
Aside from that, they're not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're selling them separate.
Yeah. And I do recommend everybody don't sell your stuff at pawn shops.
Right.
No.
If you do decide to sell everybody, there are some people that actually save their stuff. We have expenses as far as equipment goes too. So, the stuff that we can't claim or is just trashed stuff we'll cash in, and it helps pay for our equipment and stuff like that. But I think this summer we probably cashed in maybe $1,200 worth of gold.
Yeah.
It wasn't so bad, but it helped. So.
It's true.
Yeah, it's better than none at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do with a necklace that's broken in 4 pieces? You're going to sell it.
Right.
Ain't no sense in keeping it.
I'm holding on to all my silver. We got to, probably about, I would say 3 or 4 ounces of silver. We're hanging on to that because prices are really bad right now.
Here comes trouble.
Oh God, here he comes.
Like he just woke up. He's like, wait, what did I miss?
Yep. Where's Tazzy? He should be saying something.
Right.
Brad, where you at? You just saw Toby. So you guys got snow up there,
or? We got snow and ice.
We're supposed to get a wintry mix today. So
no, we're just gonna have frigid temperatures. Wind chill factors of minus 34 degrees. Regular tomorrow's high. Yeah, tomorrow's high is going to be minus 8.
No.
Hey, you know what?
That's the temperature.
No.
We've been in Virginia probably, going on 9 years now?
Going on 10 years.
10 years now. Originally, I'm 40 years. I lived in California, and so we come out here, and the climates are totally different.
So different.
And, we're used to earthquakes and...
Right. Well, I lived in San Francisco for a few years. And
it doesn't show.
I got out of there. But you know what? It was really strange because San Francisco their temperature year round is in the 60s, 50s. Yeah. It's always about the same temperature year round, right?
Yeah.
In the winter it's wet and cold, but I actually missed the changing of the seasons.
Yes.
I missed the fall leaves. I missed the snow piles. I missed the hot weather. You never got any of that there unless you went up in the mountains or out to the desert or something. Right. Other than that, it was always the same.
Yeah.
So,
growing up in the Bay Area, I mean, it was, during the summer, we'd always get that 3 o'clock breeze off the bay, San Francisco Bay, that would just cool us down.
Yeah.
When it's, 80, 90, 100 degrees outside, and it was just nice. So.
Well,
when I was there, I rode a 10-speed everywhere.
Yeah.
I'd ride up through Muir Woods and up through Mount Tamalpais and across there and then down Highway 1 along the beach.
So pretty.
Oh, gorgeous! Beautiful scenery. I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, that's why. It'll be short, Ed. That's why I don't understand why people want to go to other places in the world and have never been to our country. There is so much beauty in this country.
I agree.
You need to visit this country before you start going around the world.
Yeah.
Visit the Grand Canyon. Visit the Painted Desert. Go to the Petrified Forest.
Mount Rushmore.
Absolutely. Then if you want to see the other stuff that's around the world. Go ahead, but
we got some.
You're not gonna like it.
We got some of the most beautiful beaches. I mean, it's.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. America's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it, and I still haven't seen enough.
Right.
Well, I've been to all the lower 48s, across the bottoms of most of the provinces of Canada and into Mexico. But there's still so much that I want to go back to see again. And there's still so much that I haven't even seen. And like Jesse's saying, see all you can of your own country before you go abroad. But if I go abroad, I'm going to Tasmania.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Brad, wake her up. You're right. It's drink time. It was till the other night. That means drink.
No.
Yeah, it's just getting in the afternoon down there.
It is. That's right.
I appreciate you being in here instead of out on the creek.
Right.
Yeah. It's funny because I guess Brad was saying, is it Sarah that makes the drinks if If our background is teal, that means I did a better day than she did. Then she has to make the drinks, and the last couple times it was pink. The background was pink on our wrap up. So Brad was giving me hell about it. I'm getting tired of making drinks, Jim. You know? So I had to break out the. Well, actually, I didn't break out the Excalibur. When I was told him I was going to break out the Excalibur so I can, get a leg up in this, but,
yeah,
so
that's pretty funny.
So at this point, who has the most desire? Which one of you two?
To hunt?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I think. We're both equally. Everything's a little bit still new to her. I've been hunting for a while, so.
So she's still looking at it with the novice eyes.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the stuff she digs up, she has no clue what it is. And so that's exciting for her. I think we have a lot more fun trying to figure out what some of the stuff is. Yeah. Looking up books and, getting Google and trying to find out what's on this button or, what's on this, foreign coin or,
right.
And every time you find something, you think you got rich, but you didn't. But
it's a wad of melted brass.
Right. And
hey, that's brass money.
Right.
I love watching the curiosity of some of the things she finds. I love watching her clean some of the stuff up, or we get these big, rusted balls of junk out of there, and they could have some good stuff in them. Mm-hmm. And when we bring them home, she's got my hammer and she's breaking it up. Except for I had a really weird feeling about the tip of that bomb.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't take.
And I said, you know what, honey, why don't you let me clean this up? And
That's true.
Because I had to knock off all the rest and stuff first, and sure enough, it was a fusible bomb tip. So
wow.
I'm sure there's powder still in it. Maybe it might not be any good, but it's still a plunger style timer thing like that. So
yeah,
but we're not going to risk it. I'm not going to open it up to find out, but
nope,
there might be something in there. But
no,
but yeah, it's fun watching her get involved in all this stuff. It's weird how the whole process of her getting into metal detecting is gone forward, and it's always great when you introduce somebody to your hobby,
right?
Get to see them advanced and people that really want to do it, and next thing you know, they're buying their own equipment, and then they're buying you equipment, and
I love
and
upgrading and yeah,
and then just the involvement that she's loves doing this. She gets frustrated, like this weekend when we were finding sinkers, it gets frustrating for her. I remember a time when after she got her Equinox, she came up and she hasn't found any rings, and I'm constantly finding rings. I don't know, I just find them, and she comes up and she was crying, and she said, look, I think I spent my money, and wasted my money. And I says, look, you just need to pay your dues.
Right.
You got to pay your dues.
True.
Wait a minute, I already paid for this machine.
That's not the dues.
That's what I said.
That's not the dues I'm talking about. Sometimes some people have beginner's luck, but
there was no beginner's luck here.
Yeah, you just can't. You can walk out on the beach and find something, but you got to learn how to read the beach.
Yes.
You gotta, it's just like a gold prospecting. You need to, you need to know where those corners are and those